We try to provide as much variety here, and having those questions be like, I wonder if you notice so-and-so. I wonder, what colors you see, what do you hear? So again, using all of the senses to let the kids be comfortable in their surroundings and be comfortable asking the questions that, we want them to ask, but we don't want to push them to
You don't want to push them. You want to let them be curious and wonder on their own. Chicago weather may be all over the place, but nature does not have to stop. We are here at the Garfield Park Conservatory, and I have Grace with me today. And Grace, I'm going to give you a minute to introduce yourself and let all of our families know about all the learning that can happen here within the conservatory. Welcome, Grace.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. My name is Grace Urrutia, and I am the Nature Education Manager at Garfield Park Conservatory. And what that means is I help oversee all the nature-based programming that we have for kids and families. It's all drop-in, all free, as well as any in-house event that we have. And then we also help with any outreach events, as well as with any other school partnerships that we have with all our local West Side schools.
I want to hear all about the partnerships because I know some families may be thinking, I don't even know what to do in the conservatory. Like, how would I introduce this to my child? So I want to hear all about the partnerships because we're all about making connections from outside of the school into the side of the school. So I don't know where we want to begin. If you want to start talking about how families access or ways that, learning happens inside of the space. So I will open it up to you.
Yeah, so I guess we can start with our family programming. Since today is one of those days where we have our morning glory. So every Friday it's our toddler-based program for children that are 3 and under, and we cater all of our activities for them to explore more of a hands-on component, very sensory-based experience. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, we have our botanist program, which is more of the all ages. So we cater the activity to help parents explore with their kids. And then our Wednesday is our heavily art focus. So we do art and nature-based activities on Wednesday evenings, because that is also the day that we are open later. So we try to encourage people to bring their kids after school if they're trying to find something to do, or if they even want to come and do some homework, they can do some art and work on their homework while they're here. So that's kind of what we do during the week.
Okay.
And the nice thing about that is it's all free. It's all drop-in. So once you register to visit the conservatory, then if we are here, check the calendar and you can find us doing activities. And each week the theme changes. So depending on the theme, that's something that we like to do as much as possible at the conservatory, using what we have in our surroundings to be able to create things for kids, as well as have the parents be engaged in the program. So I was just gonna say, I'm so glad you mentioned parents because I know this reminds me, it's so beautiful, first of all, but it reminds me of just like a big, kind of like classroom where learning can happen. And I know families sometimes may feel a little worried, right? So what is it, or how do you engage families here to really learn more about the plants and be able to share some of that with their child? I know we've talked about how the conservatory is helping parents help children understand everything that's here from the different types of plants. So talk a little bit about that as we walk. Okay. Yeah. A lot of what we encourage parents to do as they are here with at the conservatory is we encourage them to make with the kids. So whatever we have going on at the conservatory, not necessarily do the activities with them, but more so seeing the process of how their brains work and having the kids instruct them on what they are doing. A lot of what we have here is very sensory based. So we encourage them to explore with the senses. So we encourage parents to let their kids touch the plants, because when they come to the conservatory, they already say, no, this is like a museum. You can't touch anything. We say, no, actually you can, because that is one way that you will experience texture, smell,
Of course, you can't taste anything, but you can imagine what something would taste like as you walk through the conservatory. And we also provide scavenger hunts for them to guide that walk as they go through each room, because we have different climates in each space. So we encourage the parents. Yeah, we encourage the parents to let their kids ask questions. And if they don't know, we're always here walking around. And, you know, if we have our badge or if we have a park district shirt, they can ask them and hopefully they get answers. And if not, that's also an opportunity for them to be like, you know what? We don't know, but now let's write it down and we can go home and research more about it.
Well, I saw something really cute walking in today. It was a father and I want to say like a daughter. They were walking in and you had the little baby plants out front in the walkway. And I heard him say, these are baby plants. And you had the words right there that said baby plants. And he asked, what do you notice about these plants? And I love that question because it wasn't just like, are these small plants, right? It was like, what do you notice? And of course she said, they're small. And he said, yes, like a baby, right? And she said, yes. And then she said, and then he asked her, what else does she notice? And she said, there are no flowers, right? So, and then he inserted like vocabulary to say, oh, you notice that they have not yet started to bloom. And I love that. And I was like, this is exactly what we want to see in these spaces. Again, it's not about right or wrong, but really it's about that conversation. It's really about being present. It's really about exposure and just allowing kids to become one with the space, right?
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these open-ended questions is what kind of catapults more discovery, you know, because we have the indoor space, but a lot of the families forget that we have the outdoor space as well. Oh. And we have the back gardens where we have Play and Grow, which is a dedicated space for kids to explore and play. And in the summertime, that's where we have our programming because we want kids to be outside and find ways to play outside in a way that parents also feel comfortable. And, you know, if we get dirty, we get dirty, you know?
Well, getting dirty is the fun part.
Exactly. But there's still hesitation, you know, in an urban setting, nature and in a big city, it's still a little tricky to figure out how to have that be as accessible as possible. And so we try to provide as much variety here and having those questions be like, I wonder if you notice so-and-so. I wonder, you know, what colors you see, what you hear. So again, using all of the senses to let the kids be comfortable in their surroundings and be comfortable asking the questions that, you know, we want them to ask, but we don't want to push them to ask.
You don't want to push them. You want to let them be curious and wonder on their own. Now, you mentioned a couple things that I do want to get into. So we're going to keep walking, but I'm really interested to hear about the partnerships with Chicago Public Schools and within the community. And then I want to hear a lot about that summer program that you mentioned and also about the garden that's specifically for our youngest learners. So let's walk.
So in the summertime, the nice thing about all of our programming is our schedule never changes. It stays the same. The only thing that changes is we move everything outdoors to have that true outdoor nature education experience for the kids. So like I mentioned earlier, in the back garden, once you make it to Desert House, we have doors that take you to the back gardens. And when you make a left, you'll walk through our demonstration garden, which is the garden where we donate our produce to local farmers markets.
Oh, I love that.
And once you pass that, you have the children's garden and the Play and Grow. And that is our outdoor garden play space for kids. And that is where we provide as much resources. So whatever the theme is for that month, then we bring those materials out for kids to explore outside. And the schedule is still the same. It is Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, it starts in the summertime and then we stay as long as the weather allows. So until it gets really, really cold, then we move it back indoors and just continue and carry on that way. The other wonderful thing that we have here at the conservatory is we have partnerships with local schools, elementary and high school. So we established these partnerships. Right now, we have about 5 or 6 schools that we partner with. And part of that program is we provide a free workshop and free bus for the group to come, and it's all free of charge. And then that is one way that we bridge the gap of connecting with our West Side families. And so on top of bringing the schools here to experience the conservatory and do activities with us, we have after school events. So one that we have in the summertime is going to be like a partner school picnic where we invite the families to come and see the space. We provide some snacks, some food, and we do a workshop style activity with them so that the parents can also experience what the kids experience when they come with their school groups. And that is one way that we encourage families to also get to know us, because that is something that gets forgotten. Once we have these school partnerships, what happens after they go home? What do they tell their families about what they did? And so that is one way that we try to connect with them and to get feedback from the families as well of what they see, what they like, and what else they would like to see as the community that lives in the Garfield Park area and the West Side area.
I love that you're bringing family voice into the space. And I'm sure you're using that to really design and think about how you interact with families in schools in the future. I'm really interested in learning about this summer activity that you're also doing.
Yeah, in the summertime, we're going to be hosting our partner schools on a little picnic, and they're going to bring some blankets and sandwiches, and we'll provide all the snacks to go with their sandwiches. And we're going to be outside. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Now we move it inside. With this weather. But something that we're going to have as part of our workshop activity with parents so that they can engage with their kids is we're going to make flower presses.
Oh, I love that.
And so we'll have some plant parts for them to put in their flower presses so that they can see the process of what it looks like and the drying process of the plants themselves. And then they can use those for postcards, for any decorative moment, but it will be things that come from the conservatory. So they'll have a little piece of the space.
And that's a good little memento, a little keepsake to just commemorate the opportunity to be here, but then also the partnership.
So something that we have coming up that is very exciting is the opening of our children's garden. We've been waiting for so long for it to open, and so many families come and ask us when they come to programming, when is the garden going to be open? And I'm happy to say that by the summer, we are going to be open for the public, and that is also free and accessible to kids to come and play.
I love it.
You know, you make your reservation to the conservatory, and then you go into the children's garden, and there's so many things to do there for kids to explore. We'll have an art corner. We'll have a toddler area. We'll have a slide, a lot of wonderful things that will make the experience even more, you know, positive for the kids as they come, and hopefully it will want them wanting to come back again.
I'm sure. You said outside, you said play area, you said slide. They're going to want to come back. Now, I know that's good for families who are able to access the conservatory, but is there something that you do to for families who may not have the opportunity to come in?
Yeah, we do. So we have our website full of resources that people can access at home. And something that we like to do with any activity that we do here is make it accessible with materials that you already have in your home. So if we have anything that is a take-home component, we always provide instructions for how you can do it at home yourself. Or you can go to the website, to our resource center, and pick a theme if you're looking for coloring pages, if you're looking for a scavenger hunt to do outside of your home in your backyard or on the street and the sidewalk. We also have it for schools. We have lessons that teachers can access on there as well. And a lot of them do print them out when they come and visit, so they have something to do. But we encourage parents to also do that, to encourage them, you know, further the learning as they go and try to do nature education on their own time as well.
I think that's such a great opportunity that you're giving not only teachers as educators to be able to connect what's happening here with the learning and the standards that they're teaching to young children, but even giving that resource to families so that they can extend that learning at home. Well, thank you so much. I have learned a lot. A lot has changed, I would say, since I've been here earlier in my journey here, just moving to Chicago. This is one of the first places that I visited. And I am so great to see that you have summer programming available, and you have exhibits for our youngest learners, and you have partnerships with schools, which is amazing. Thank you so much, Grace, for walking and sharing your knowledge with us today.
Yeah, happy to help. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So Grace, I would not be a good teacher if I did not give families homework. But before I give them homework, I'm going to ask you, we talked about a lot today. You shared a lot of programming. Is there one takeaway that you would like families to walk away with from our conversation and everything we've seen here?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is that we are here for you. We are here to provide what you need for families, and we are here to have a great time with your kids, but also with the families themselves, with the adults. So if we see you, we'd love to get to know you. We love to chat with you. I think that is very important for us to build those connections, and to have you coming back is to build that rapport with you as well.
Building that and establishing that relationship is key. So I'm going to build on that for my homework. And my homework for families is to visit the garden. Come and to the conservatory and explore and see the beautiful flowers and have fun with your children and just be present. We talked about how important that is. And so that's my one assignment for you. I think what my reminder is to go on the website, because we know not all families will be able to come here, but there are resources available. So please take advantage of those online resources and bring the conservatory to your home. So families, no matter the weather, here in the Chi, you have access to indoor-outdoor learning by visiting the conservatory. So if you've learned a lot today, if you saw beautiful flowers that you may not have seen before, please share this podcast with your friends, your neighbors, your family. Be sure to subscribe and join us here next time at Circle Time Convos.